Hey everybody, and welcome to the Jersey Comic. We are the ones who discuss your favorite comics, movies, and TV shows. I'm Rob Moran, and with me is
Chris Heller.
And we do want to warn you that some of our conversations does have spoilers, so pay attention. But this one, you already know what we're going to talk about because you saw it. You clicked the audio link. You clicked the YouTube link.
Yes, I definitely.
We're talking about Avengers Endgame trailer. Second trailer, right?
The official trailer, yes. The
quote-unquote official trailer?
Yeah, it's like trailer 3/official 2.
Okay.
Because of the teasers. It's convoluted.
I don't understand.
It's like tie-ins in comics. It's the big trailer.
It's the big one.
It's the one you want to see.
You know what we're talking about. We all watched it. So we're doing a special one-off video, audio clip, whatever you want to call this.
Yes.
Because we have to get this out right away.
Oh, yes.
And we want to talk about this right away. So.
Really quick, how many times did you watch it?
3.
That's it?
Yeah. Because
I'm a little embarrassed.
Let me explain why I watch it only 3, and then you're gonna explain why you watch it your
watch it 33,000.
So I only watched it 3 times because I want to try to keep some of that speculation alive for the movie. I don't want to overanalyze it.
Yeah.
So with me compared to you, I try to be more in depth into the comic books. Or maybe my mic's too far away. So not in depth in the comics. My apologies. More in depth with the news.
Okay.
So I already know a lot of spoilers because I see toy reviews.
See, I don't.
And
do
I
that.
see all that. That's what happens when you surf the Instagram all day.
Toys are the worst thing for spoilers. Never look at toys.
And so I'm looking and putting everything together, and I think I kind of know what happens in the movie, but I still don't.
Okay.
Like I feel like I could figure out a good 20%, and I feel like that's too much.
20%.
Yes.
Interesting.
So that's why I keep it at 3, so I don't overanalyze it. But it's my job, and you know I'm going to do it. How many times have you watched it?
Probably 25.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Totally.
It's like 3 hours. No, it's not. I can't math.
I can't math
well. That's very hard to do.
No, I watched it this morning on the way to work.
Okay.
A couple times. Yeah, probably like 5 times. And after I came home and before the show, I watched it another like 20 times. And I was like I was studying it like a fucking grad student. Like Zach Galifianakis in the scene where they're in The Hangover and he's counting cards and like all the numbers are like you see in his head.
Oh, yeah.
I was literally doing that. I was just like, okay, is that scene cut? Is that person there? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no.
So I guess between the two of us, we're going to be able to dissect this pretty well.
I would hope so.
I mean, all right, so one thing I do want to talk about.
Yeah.
I love how Rocket is riding War Machine.
Yes.
War Machine's armor looks dope. I know you've seen it.
Definitely
I know
updated.
You've seen it. Like he looks a little bit broad, like he done his traps and shoulders, right? And armor.
It is metal.
I understand that. He probably looks the same.
Armor it looks
the armor looked like he got a little went to the gym.
He definitely had a new. His face looked a little different.
Yeah.
As far as the faceplate, the arc reactor symbol / shape looked a little smaller.
Okay.
And different. It looked a little bulkier. It could be his version of like a Hulkbuster. We don't know. I don't think they unless they're using a Hulkbuster for Thanos. Thanos' physicality.
I may know something about that.
Little question mark.
Which I cannot. I don't want to spoil too much for you.
Don't spoil anything.
But that is not the Warbuster version of War Machine. I'll tell you that much.
But I know it was bulkier though.
It was bulkier, so it's probably more of a defensive suit.
Yeah.
Going into wherever they're doing. I like how Rocket's riding him because you definitely know he's like, I'm stealing some of your guns. Right? He's like, whip out that launcher, big boy. I'm taking it.
I'm going to get that launcher.
Oh, I'm going to get that launcher. It's a whole suit of a robot. I want it.
But I thought, so obviously, I texted you this morning.
You did.
And was like, oh my God, it's out. It's out. Avengers trailer.
After you texted me, my friend Chris texted me.
Yeah.
And then like 12 other people.
That's me.
Another Chris.
No, that's me. There's only one.
Okay. He's with a C.
2.
He's with a C.
Oh, his name's spelled properly?
Yeah, I know.
Already don't like this guy, dude.
Yeah, like we spell crew with a K for a reason.
Seriously.
Because it's cool.
Because it's cool with a K.
Cool.
Now we're promoting cigarettes. This is bad.
What?
Cool cigarettes with the K.
That's a cigarette?
Yeah, spelled with a K.
Yeah.
I don't smoke. I've just seen the pack.
Oh.
Anyway.
All right. We got to talk about Avengers.
So one of the coolest things is I thought they melded the past with what's happening now. And I thought
the flashback and forward was
exactly,
nice.
And I thought everything that was said in those flashbacks, like we see Tony literally starting off with the Avengers, like talking about himself when he built the suit in Iron Man 1.
So with that, do you think he's gone with this? Because there was a heavy homage to him in some of the past ones.
No, I think it was about them, but about the audience as well.
Okay.
Because what he says is, in the beginning of the trailer, he says, it seems like a million years ago that this happened. And that, to me, says it seems like a million ago in their world because it's been so long, but also for us because this has been like 10, 11 years since 11 years.
Yeah.
Since the Marvel Universe started.
I went from a little boy to a big boy.
Yeah, there you go. Like this started in 2008. I was 17. And 11 years. I'm 28 now.
It's crazy.
It's crazy how this is kind of all coming full
circle. And they're kids who have been conceived right on Iron Man 1, and now they're like 11 years old.
During Iron Man 1. No,
I don't blame them.
Seriously, like it's this generation Star Wars as far as like fandom.
I want to say it's bigger, but I understand.
Well, it's definitely bigger based on the amount of movies, hands down. But this is like this generation Star Wars.
So, question for you. Mm-hmm. One of the big scenes that you guys saw and that we want to talk about, they're all in the white suits, they're walking.
Yes.
Right? And countless people have like screenshotted and look at it. It looks like they blurred out somebody in one of it. Like Captain America's walking by himself. Mm-hmm. I think Captain Marvel's with him, and they edged it out. Okay. I don't know if Tony's actually in there. They might have added him.
He was in the... So the way I realized the trailer was out, I was on Instagram, same thing this morning, scrolling through, and the Russo brothers posted a teaser for this trailer with some of the shots in the trailer.
Oh, so their tease...
So their teaser...
So you're believing their teases.
Well, their tease, quote unquote, was part of the trailer, and there was audio too. And Tony's in that shot.
Okay.
Next to Scarlet, so next to Black Widow. He's in that shot. And there's some, like, it's weird. Some of the trailers he's in it, and some of them he's not. Mm-hmm. I think he's in it. Obviously, he has to be in it.
I would assume.
Yes, that kind of spoils he gets back to Earth, but we kind of knew that already anyway.
How does he get back?
We know. I don't think it's rescue.
You don't think it's rescue?
So I don't.
Rescue is Pepper Potts? For those of you listening and watching who don't know who that is.
I don't think it's rescue. I think if it is rescue, he's signaling her somehow through his suits to get to them. I personally think it's more of because of the beginning, because of him talking about like, I made the suit, I became Iron Man, then I loved you, talking about Pepper, and then, everything else happened, and we get Cap and everything else for that too. So I think that is him saying, I need, like, this is coming full circle. In order for me to get out of this, I need to build something.
Okay.
I need to build something to get me out of this because this is what I've done. Yeah, and he says, like, I thought I could surprise you one more time or something close to that.
Maybe.
After 25 times, I should know the line by heart. But
you should.
I should. I think it's Tony more saying, I need to build something that because this is what I do.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm Iron Man. Iron Man isn't the suit, it's the person who makes it. And that's only me. I need to build myself something to help us get out of this situation. And I think that's where you see like the trailer before with Nebula taking her parts out and stuff like that to help.
So with the white suits, going back to that, I definitely think that they're going into the quantum realm.
100%.
So I think they're all going in. I guess they made a big version of the door along with Scott Lang. He came in there, I guess, to help with the technology because he knows at least a bit of it.
Yeah.
Right? And he's going to explain how he got out of the realm. So he's going to teach them how to get back in. Mm-hmm. And when you go into the quantum realm, it has to play with the laws of space, time, and reality. And get to it. Now, I have a question with you. Wasn't really in the trailer, but this is something I've been thinking about.
Yeah.
There's a couple people who have their abilities and powers because of the stones. Mm-hmm. Vision is the mind, right? Remember, it was there. It's ripped out. He's dead, but
Vision got owned that whole movie.
He might come back, right? Let's say if he comes back in the fight. I'm saying against Thanos.
Yeah.
You have that. You have Scarlet Witch, which is the Reality Stone.
Yep.
And now Captain Marvel, spoilers, is going to be from the Space Stone. That's where she got it from the movie.
Yep.
So do you think the fact that we're going to have three individuals there, Doctor Strange with time, he has a connection with it?
Yeah, but that's not his full power.
No.
But he knows how to utilize it.
He knows how to use it, but like because the Eye of Agamotto, right? Mm-hmm. It chooses its user, right?
Yeah, totally.
So maybe that's the Time Stone choosing its user, right?
Totally.
So if we play with that, and all those people have these connections with that, do you think all of them connecting together who have these links, and then you have Nebula, not Nebula, Gamora with the Soul Stone, right? Let's say if she's in this. All these people have these connections to these stones. Do you think all of them being present fighting against them is going to be able to pull the stone's power away from him? You think they're going to go something weird like that? Super out of the box. I just thought of this myself. I haven't read this anywhere.
Yeah. Here's my counteroffer for you.
I take it.
I don't think specifically that.
Okay.
But I think partially that.
Okay.
I think the stones are going to come into connection 100% with them, but more along the lines of they use the quantum realm to date back in time prior to when Thanos has the full gauntlet ready.
Okay.
So we're getting a little, like maybe perhaps a little Back to the Future-esque.
Okay.
Where we go back to do something different so he can't get the stone during Infinity War, right? So maybe he has 2 or 3 stones, but he doesn't have 5 or 6. Like they move Vision somewhere else, and Shuri figures out how to finish what she started.
And Captain Marvel's there for the fight.
Exactly, and you use Captain Marvel there, and it's like he wasn't expecting it. And also, one of the most important shots of the trailer, which relates to what you just said, I think the most important shot is Thor.
Yes.
So we see
with him standing holding the axe and just like banging against his hands.
No. I think it's the shot. It's a quick shot where we see him up in the air charging up the thunder.
Yeah. That's the shot I was talking about.
I think that was the Infinity War shot. Right. I think that was Thor's perspective before he throws the axe into Thanos, and why we see Thor in these trailers sitting around with the hoodie on, kind of looking depressively like
because he feels it's his fault. He missed
remember, he throws his axe into his chest, not his head, and he gloats. He comes down and he's like, "I told you that you would pay for what you did." Yeah. Like Thor wanted that moment more so than taking him out.
Yeah.
Right? So I think Thor has a lot of guilt. I think
makes sense, though.
And I think we're seeing what he does from that perspective, which I think is going to be part of, if they go back to the past, might be part of changing that.
Speaking of Thor, we see that fun scene with Thor and Captain Marvel, his hand out, grabbing the hammer and all that. It was fun, but that's old meeting new. So what that speaks to me, I mean, maybe I'm looking too much into this, and you guys can let us know in the comments or down in the description. That like this is old world meeting new world, meaning that we're not gonna lose everybody from old. We're gonna lose some of them.
Yeah.
But some of the old is gonna help issue in the new era. So like I think Thor is gonna stay around and be with Captain Marvel and help issue in that new age of Avengers. I don't know if I'm
possibly
right or not.
I thought of it as a different angle. I thought it was
just fun.
No, well, it was definitely a fun scene, and it lightened the mood of the entire trailer and me blubbering like a baby. But he, like you said, he puts his hand out. Storm Chaser comes and he catches it. She doesn't flinch.
No.
And she kind of gives him like a smirky smile, and he's like, "I like this one." Yes.
Maybe they start banging.
That's what I think it's the start.
Captain Marvel and Thor babies.
Can you see yourself doing
that? That's awful. I'm gonna watch it later.
That was disgusting for everyone.
Or beautiful. Let me know. You got my number?
Oh no, you don't. No, they don't. They really don't.
I don't want them to have it.
Why would you say
it's
that?
4.
No, it's 4. What's your social security number? 8.
Really?
That's an Iron Man 1 reference.
Oh, is it?
Yes. When he's dancing with Pepper.
It is.
And she's like, what would you do without me? What's your social security number? He's like, 8. So I think that might be like the kind of fatal attraction like shot. Like she's like, "Oh my God, he's a beautiful god," which he is a beautiful god in real life. But like he's a beautiful god, and he's like, "Oh, she does not fear me. She does not care about my power. I have to have it." Like right? Like he's like, I'm sold.
Do you think them two, power level wise, are they on the same level? That's a hard question.
I think.
I gotta stop with my fingers.
I think Thor. The antennas.
I kept going.
I think Thor without the hammer and just going toe to toe, hand to hand combat would eventually lose to her. I think because she's kind of she's almost as powerful as she needs to be.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Superman trope.
A little bit, but not as overpowered as Superman.
Okay. Even if Thor like went back to full god mode and he controls things, you think he would lose?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's interesting.
It's tough.
It's like Superman Goku debate.
Exactly. Well, I think we all know who wins that one.
Ultra Instinct. Superman. I'm just saying. Question.
Crap.
We saw Hawkeye.
Yes.
It's one of the last things I want to talk about this trailer before we wrap up. We saw Hawkeye.
Okay.
I think it's pretty clear that he loses his family. But we see him training one of his kids with a bow and arrow.
Yes.
Do you think that's the one who's going to take up the mantle for him after he's gone?
I don't. I think...
You think it's just like a nod?
I think it's a nod to Kate Bishop in the comics.
Yes, that's her name.
Who is the second Hawkeye after Clint Barton. But I think that's kind of like... Excuse me.
Don't die on me.
No, I just needed to burp. I think that was Kate's kind of nod, like his daughter is shooting the bow and arrow.
Okay.
Kate Bishop becomes Hawkeye in the comics. It's kind of the nod. Who knows maybe when she comes back... What if Hawkeye dies in the movie and his daughter takes up the mantle later on becomes...
It's a mercy killing.
Yeah.
I gotta say, his hair looks beautiful.
His hair looks badass, right?
Somebody commented on one of our things on Instagram. Make sure you follow that at Jersey Comic Crew with a K.
Woo.
They were like, man, Hawkeye's hair looks beautiful in this picture. And I was like, that's the reason why he wasn't in the last movie. He was getting his hair ready, and he missed out, and now he has to come back. He's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Also, last thing I'd like to definitely point out.
Sure.
What made me probably the most emotional were two very specific scenes. Obviously, we get the kind of clip it. Also, this trailer gave us absolutely nothing. We don't see Thanos. We don't see anybody. This gave us
the white
nothing.
armor is just solidifies a lot of us that they're going in the quantum realm. But we kind of knew that because the toy.
But we
reveal.
don't know to the aspect of what.
Correct.
So I thought two things. Number one, the shot where Scott Lang is looking at the pole with all the missing people.
Okay. That's a nice
to
shot.
me was really powerful. Because you have a guy who, to me, that seemed like that. Also, he's wearing the same clothes as when he shows up at the Avengers, being like, "Hey, can someone let me in?" It's Scott Lang.
He probably just saw that. He probably got devastated, and drove.
Just got out of the quantum realm, got some clothes, trying to look for people, couldn't find anybody.
Yeah.
Is trying to find answers. And the second shot was again we see Cap tightening that arm into that shield.
Yeah.
That to me, I was like,
really, that got you?
Yeah, because to me, it's two things. One, it's again that one scene in First Avenger where he takes when he's still Steve Rogers takes the lid and he goes, "I could do this all day."
Mm-hmm.
That's what played in my head once I saw that shot, and also just the fact that he's if you see them pan out a little bit, he's beaten, he's dirty, his mouth's bloody. And still
delicious,
and still he just says, "You know what? I could do this all day." That one strap pull says that phrase. So I thought that was absolutely brilliant and beautiful.
That's a good way to put it.
Love it.
All right, guys, that wraps up our review / breakdown of the big Avengers trailer 2.5 or 3, whatever you want to call it. Thank you so much for watching. As always, you can catch us on all forms of social media, Jersey Comic Crew, Cruise with a K, and of course you know that because you are here. Links should be down in the description below if you're watching on YouTube. If you're just listening, you just have to head over there. I'm sorry. There's no way for me to put the link there. There's no way. As always, I'm Rob Moran.
And I'm Chris Heller.
And if you want to listen to us on audio, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play. If you are listening to us audio and want to watch us, head over to YouTube.
Yep.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.